Whoa, dudes and dudettes, it's Dan Mitri. Sorry, I'm just totes stoked for Battlefield 5, which is strange that we here at DICE keep interchanging the cardinal number 5 and Roman numeral V designation just to fuck with that YouTube SEO. Anyways, we did 2 alphas of the game and are making some changes just before the game goes into open beta, which only makes a difference to those of you that were lucky enough to get an invite for the previous tests. We had 2 different time to kill damage models, one for each alpha, and big surprise, you nerf herders liked it best when you kill people fast but didn't like dying so quickly. Who would have thought of that? Fucking mind blown, man. As far as weapons go, we made it more difficult to microburst via both a recoil reset increase and spread being much better when ADSing than hipfire, while also decreasing the vertical recoil overall, as if the gunplay in this game wasn't easy enough. Far out. In terms of weapon balancing, now that the meta class solely has SMGs, we made them better at medium range, even though they're the easiest guns to use but not good at any distance beyond what I'd usually do at punk shows and push up to the guardrails in order to high-five the band. For the rifles, the STG-44 and Gewehr 43 both got a recoil increase, with the semi-auto rifle getting a damage nerf to not be able to kill with 1 headshot and 1 body shot at any range. The Bren was pretty shite, so we buffed the ADS time to be quicker and decreased the recoil and spread. We slightly nerfed the KAR-98K, even though it was less powerful as a sniper than waves during low tide. Hang 10. We also buffed the P38 pistol's fire rate and aimed accuracy, as if the backup plan needed to be good so that people don't actually get punished for running out of ammo, even though ammo is scarcer than a bad news YouTube channel. As far as the new weapons go, for the assault class, the Turner SMLE fires faster but is weaker at range than the Gewehr 43, which seems to be the same with the M1A1 carbine that is best within 50 meters, which will be trippy to try and figure out based on the grid on the minimap. For medics, the Sten is easier to control than the MP40, with the Suomi KP31 being a high damage, high fire rate, high recoil SMG. For support, the KE7 LMG is the medium fire rate one, and the FG42 has a high fire rate and high damage, but a clip smaller than the bingo hall that my band played at last night, with the M30 drilling shotgun that has 2 barrels for short range, or 1 rifle bullet if you feel like getting your slug on like a Twitch chat emote. Lastly, the scout class is the Lee Enfield number 4, which is a fast firing bolt action with a slower bullet velocity than the KAR for medium range, and the ZH-29 self-loading rifle that could 2-shot kill like the Gewehr 43 used to be. Converse of the time to kill is the time to death, which is pretty trippy, man, that being the time to react before you die. Since you can't regen health all the way, we are now giving players a single health pouch to start, which can be refilled by medics and stations around the map. This way you can play the game even more passive than the post-it notes on my deck, since you'll be able to retreat and heal yourself whenever the fuck you want. Maybe if we didn't have this attrition idea, then we wouldn't have to have the need for a new mechanic like this. Additionally, we added an aura around enemy players for them to stick out a little bit more compared with the background environment, and not have people being camping little cum dumpsters around the map. But it'll be gnarly to have an outline for living players instead of a chalk outline around dead ones like a police scene. Along with the visibility improvements, we're turning down particle effects to not have so much random shit on the screen like snow or embers. We also made the damage indicators more visible and longer to let you know that you're getting lit up like an actual good Buckcherry song. Oh, and since we're like Exhibit and heard you like animations in our game, so we put so many animations in the game that it feels like you're watching it versus playing it. That also adds to the time to death experience. We decrease the input delay for spawning in the game after you've clicked the button, fix the immobility after a syringe or buddy revive, decrease the time to recover when falling from a high area, reduce the time from prone and transitions with the crouch sprinting, and made tons of improvements to vaulting. Tubular, bro. Speaking of movement mechanics, we added a slide mechanic that wasn't present in the alpha, and will make make people have PTSD-esque flashbacks of the soccer celebrations from Battlefield 1. However, we're also adding in anti-AD-80 spam, so maybe that'll balance it all out. Along with the changes to the post-revive delay I mentioned earlier, revive times are being reduced for both the syringe by 0.2 seconds and the buddy revive by almost 2 full seconds, with the buddy revive now giving full health instead of only 30 HP to encourage people to not be terrible teammates and just run past the people that are yelling for help. If you're the one that's down on the ground because you can't handle gunfights, then there's an option to give up when nobody is near your sorry ass, as well as having just a push to slow the bleed out versus holding it down, and your body will settle faster when you die so that you can get propped up by your teammates more easily. Lastly, on revives, we added icons on both the regular field of view and minimap for the various stages of down but not out to include when someone's calling out for help, and giving players the option to spot for a buddy revive to let them know someone is coming to help, like life alert. Along with the changes to revive, there are also changes to health and ammo with the attrition mechanic. Groovy, man. You can only auto heal up to 30 HP from critical health unless you're an assault player that goes to 40, because apparently if you're using the easy mode STG-44, you need more HP somehow. You need to actively interact with medkits and ammo boxes instead of just passively standing near it, except if you get tossed a bag of health or ammo now. Other class roles besides Battle Harden for the aforementioned assault class, regenerating more health, is the medic syringe, which can revive any player for the medic class, the support fortification boost that can build more beepity bops around the map, and the scout tactical retreat, allowing for faster sprint when critically damaged. Seems like the last one is a bit underwhelming, right? Major bummer, man. Maybe instead we should just have spotting with a button like in normal Battlefield games instead of requiring gadget, while all the other classes don't have it at all, to actually be something that would make the scout class more useful. Oh, and we toned down the passive spotting while ADSing in an enemy player from the alpha so that this way people won't show up red like when they just come out of the mosh pit. Oh, and without the 3D spotting, we added a compass to the minimap so that this way you get prepared for the Battle Royale mode, so you can better communicate with your squad mates. Rock on. Lastly, with balance fixes are tanks and planes, which have been buffed from the alpha because we didn't want people to think vehicles were overpowered like in the Battlefield 1 alpha and beta, because the maps are so wide open, like kind of how Narvik is, that doesn't have much cover. Hopefully having the Rotterdam map set in a city will make people not hate fighting against vehicles. We also improved the HUD for your squad with always having the icons on your minimap even when they're outside of the view, so this way you don't have to go crowd surfing to find them, having health bars for each squad member in the list, and having the squad leader mutiny feature from previous games that was excluded from the alpha. Let's be like a pirate, yo! Wait, what? The squad system isn't working just like in the first alpha, even though we fixed it in the second alpha, to roll it back to being broken again for the beta? Well, that's us here at DICE, 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards. And now you know why the launch was delayed for about a month, right? Oh well, we might as well make another video that in 6 minutes did what the 90-minute reveal failed to do in order to get people to ignore how badly our marketing team fucked up the first time around with trying to use our live service buzzword as an excuse for why there's only 8 launch maps, lower than any other Battlefield game.